Ambassador Sajjan Har, the bilateral cooperation between India and United Kingdom has witnessed a major upswing in the last few years. The India-UK relationship was elevated to a comprehensive strategic partnership during the India-UK virtual summit held between Prime Minister Narendra Modi and his British counterpart Boris Johnson in May last year. At the summit, we know the two sides adopted a 10-year roadmap to expand ties, key areas of trade and economy, defense and security, climate change, clean technology and people-to-people connection, among others. So last month, British Foreign Secretary Liz Truss visited India, and now British Prime Minister Boris Johnson is arriving in India on a two-day visit on Thursday. Though the visit is taking place in the backdrop of the crisis in Ukraine, the two sides are expected to delve into a range of issues to further expand the already close ties between the two sides. So what is your expectation, Ambassador Sajjan Har, from the visit of Prime Minister Boris Johnson to India?
Yeah, thank you very much, Manas. I think the first aspect is that it's an extremely important visit because it's the first visit by the UK Prime Minister, Mr. Boris Johnson, to India. We have planned it in the past also in 2021 in January. He was to come to India as the chief guest at our Republic Day celebrations. But then because of the increasing number of COVID-19 cases in the United Kingdom, he could not make that visit. And then in April, again, it was rescheduled. His visit was rescheduled. But again, he could not come because of the raging number of cases in India. That was the second wave in India that was going on. And it was only at the last minute that he cancelled his visit in April last year. So it is extremely significant and important that Prime Minister Boris Johnson is coming to India for this important visit. As you said, the visit takes place in the backdrop of the conflict of the war in Ukraine, the aggression by Russia against Ukraine. It started on the 24th of February. It's already the 56th day of the conflict, but there doesn't seem to be any end in sight. But I think in addition to the geopolitical and the global issues and challenges that both the countries are facing, because obviously the attack of Russia on Ukraine has had an impact not only on Ukraine, it has led to a lot of destruction, not only on Russia because of the sanctions. There have been there's been a huge impact on its economy, but also the world. But I think the focus of Prime Minister Boris Johnson's visit is really going to be on bilateral issues. And that's what he said that, the focus is going to be on jobs, on creating more employment in both the countries. As you said very correctly, Manas, that at the virtual summit that took place last year in May, there was a 10-year vision that was created by both the Prime Ministers. Vision 2030, and there have been discussions that have been going on both the sides. There has been very significant progress that has already been achieved on the free trade agreement between India and the United Kingdom. So I think that is going to be a very important tool of discussion. There will be, I think, from both sides, we will try to take this relationship forward. Several of the chapters, several of the articles for the FTA have already been agreed upon, have already been decided upon. So I think that will be an important aspect. As you mentioned, Elizabeth Truss, the Foreign Secretary of the United Kingdom, was here on the 31st of March. And then also there were discussions that took place. Before that, when Liz Truss was the Secretary of Trade, then also she has been visiting India and she's doing discussions with her then partner, Mr. Goyal. And in December of 2020, we also had the visit of Mr. Dominic Raab, who was then the Foreign Secretary. So the point I'm making here is that there has been a very intense interaction between the two sides, and we know that Prime Minister Modi had visited the United Kingdom in 2015 and again in 2018, and that provided a huge boost to the bilateral partnership. And before that, Prime Minister Theresa May and David Cameron had come here. But for Prime Minister Boris Johnson, this is the first visit, and I'm sure, as he has said, India is an extremely significant player on the global scene. It's the largest democracy and it's the fastest growing economy. So I think we can expect a great deal from this visit, which starts tomorrow morning. Manas.
Ambassador Sarjanhar, we have also seen the last few years greater cooperation between the UK and India on defense cooperation. We have seen UK's largest warship HMS Queen Elizabeth making a foray into the Indian Ocean region and visiting India last year. This is one of the biggest aircraft carrier globally, and it had visited India in July last year, demonstrating UK's commitment to defense cooperation with India. But besides that, in fact, both the countries, India and UK, are strongly committed for an open and inclusive Indo-Pacific. They have been reiterating this stand and reaffirming their position that both of them will work very closely to ensure a free and open Indo-Pacific at a time when we have seen growing muscle flexing in the region, in the Indo-Pacific by China. So how do you see Prime Minister Boris Johnson's visit to India in the context of defense cooperation and particularly for expanding cooperation between the two countries in the Indo-Pacific region, which is a very, very key area of concern for both the countries?
No, absolutely. You're very right. Number one is security. Number two, defense. And the third, Indo-Pacific. I think these are three areas which are also going to be at the focus of attention. Now, as far as security and defense is concerned, we are aware that there are a large number of British companies which collaborate with India, with Indian companies, and they provide large number of items for defense manufacturing. And that is a very important area of cooperation. On the Indo-Pacific also, as you mentioned yourself, Queen Elizabeth, that naval ship was in India, in the Indian Ocean waters and also in the South China Sea. Because all countries around and Britain, United Kingdom has a presence in the Indian Ocean, so to say in the Indo-Pacific, because it has the Diego Garcia Islands quite close to Mauritius in the Arabian Sea in the Indian Ocean. So they have a physical presence here, also physical, they are stakeholders and they have interest here. And of course, the United Kingdom also has vibrant democracy and global trade. It also invested in having a very strong, a free and open, inclusive and prosperous Indo-Pacific. And the aggressiveness and assertiveness that we can see by China in the China Sea, that I think is a cause for concern for many countries. Of course, that was the reason why the whole concept of Indo-Pacific was again revived in November 2017 at the East Asia Summit in Manila, when President Trump was there and from the United States and India and all the other countries. And also that was the place where we revived the Quad concept. Quad had been set up in 2000 but then after a few Malabar exercises, this could not really happen. This could not take place. And so after a period of about 10 years, there was game. And the United Kingdom, although it is not a part of the Quad, but it has also been very keen. It has come up with its own Indo-Pacific strategy, its own Indo-Pacific initiative. And so it is working in tandem with the other countries in the region to ensure that there is freedom of navigation in this area, and also to ensure that there is freedom of overflights. So I think these are also issues which will be discussed between the two prime ministers, the two delegations, and this will promote better understanding and strong partnership and relations between the two sides. Manas.
Ambassador Sarjanhar, thank you so very much for your detailed perspective about India-UK ties and expectations from Prime Minister Boris Johnson's visit to India beginning Thursday. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Thank you.